Teachings of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. These are extracts from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Mahendranath Gupta is known by his pen name M. Keep away from the evil-minded. The Master addressed his words particularly to a young man of 19 named Narendranath, who was a college student. His eyes were bright, his words were full of spirit, and he had the look of a lover of God. The Master talked about how the spiritually minded should look upon the worldly. M guessed that the conversation was about worldly men who look down on those who aspire to spiritual things. The Master was talking about the great number of such people in the world and about how to deal with them. Master, to Narendra, how do you feel about it? Worldly people say all kinds of things about the spiritually minded. But look here, when an elephant moves along the street, any number of small animals may bark and cry after it, but the elephant doesn't even look back at them. If people speak ill of you, what will you think of them? Narendra, I shall think that dogs are barking at me. Master, oh no, you must not go that far, my child. Saying so, the Master laughed. Then he continued, God dwells in all beings, but you may be intimate only with good people. You must keep away from the evil-minded. God is even in the tiger, but you cannot embrace the tiger on that account. Hearing this, everybody laughed. Master continued, You may say, why run away from a tiger, which is also a manifestation of God? The answer to that is, those who tell you to run away are also manifestations of God, and why shouldn't you listen to them? Let me tell you a story. In a forest, there lived a holy man who had many disciples. One day, he taught them to see God in all beings, and knowing this, to bow low before them all. A disciple went to the forest to gather wood for the sacrificial fire. Suddenly, he heard an outcry, Get out of the way! A mad elephant is coming! All but the disciple of the holy man took to their heels. But this disciple reasoned that the elephant was also God in another form. Then why should he run away from it? So he stood still, bowed before the animal, and began to sing its praises. The keeper of the elephant was shouting, Run away, run away! But the disciple did not move. The animal seized him with its trunk, cast him to one side, and went on its way. Hurt and bruised, the disciple lay unconscious on the ground. Hearing what had happened, his teacher and his brother disciples came to him and carried him to the hermitage. With the help of some medicine, he soon regained consciousness. Someone asked him, You knew the elephant was coming. Why didn't you leave the place? The disciple said, But our teacher has told us that God Himself has taken all these forms of animals as well as men. Therefore, thinking it was only the elephant God that was coming, I did not run away. At this the teacher said, Yes, my child, it is true that the elephant God was coming. But the elephant's keeper God forbade you to stay there. Since all are manifestations of God, why didn't you trust the elephant's keeper's words? You should have listened to the words of the elephant's keeper God. Listening to these words of the Master, Everybody laughed. Master continued, "It is said in the scriptures that water is a form of God, but some water is fit to be used for worship, some water for washing the face, and some only for washing plates or dirty linen. This last kind of water cannot be used for drinking or for a holy purpose. In the same manner, God undoubtedly dwells in the hearts of all, holy and unholy, righteous and unrighteous. But a man should not have dealings with the unholy, the wicked, the impure. He must not be intimate with them. With some of them, he may exchange words, but with others, he shouldn't even go that far. He should keep aloof from such people."